For most anyone my age, it is difficult to imagine life during the Great Depression. Often my mother will remind me of how her parents grew up during the Great Depression and, in her words, made do with what they had or went without. Those that endured the Great Depression out of necessity developed skills to survive. With all the issues the United States is currently experiencing, our generation could very easily mirror what my grandparents went through in the Great Depression. This may be an opportunity to look back and learn how previous generations coped with adversity. The human species must use the same qualities now to sustain life as they did back in the days of the Great Depression. Today, I'm going to highlight the social and economic effects of the Great Depression, the traits of those people, and how we today should adopt these same traits and use them to help tackle the serious issue of the accumulation and disposal of waste products. To begin, the Great Depression was the worst economic collapse in the history of the industrial world. Industrial output was cut in half. There was no unemployment insurance. Workers lost jobs, resulting in no income and bankruptcies, and many actually lost their homes. People waited in lines, and worse yet, most had dependents to feed. Hunger and poverty was the norm. People waited in lines for food. The Plain States experienced the Dust Bowl, dust storms from violent winds that severely damaged crops, animals, and machinery. The welfare system was formed. Programs were started to help farmers. Economically, the stock market crashed. Banks failed. It's not hard to see the turmoil these people endured. These survivors developed traits that got them through the challenges, and these people became frugal or thrifty. They simply made the most of what they had. Money was not spent unless it was absolutely necessary. Frugality helped them get by and was a trait that, when maintained, helped them build wealth as they got older. It requires planning, critical thinking, and accepting the situation you are in, an important life skill. In addition, this generation was resourceful. Nothing went to waste. This quality was essential because resources were limited. Food was treated with respect since many never knew if they would have enough to eat. No one received a Christmas gift. They were just happy and thankful to have their family around them. My grandparents always told my mom that having less once creates contentment and makes one satisfied with the simple pleasures in life. They were also creative. When money is short, you don't have a choice but to figure out how to do things yourself. Many lived on farms and they grew the food they needed. Clothes were washed by hand. Fertilizer was made at home thanks to the cattle and not purchased. They had invaluable skills to fix anything and make it work again. Even though these people had very little, they still found a way to have fun, just not expensive fun. Nowadays, creativity is lacking because we have everything we need all the time. The traits of being frugal, resourceful, and creativity can and must be utilized by the American people today if we hope to make any improvement in the country's waste collection and elimination problem. Let's examine what we can do. We can reduce, reuse, and recycle our garbage. The most preferred method of waste management is waste prevention, reducing the generation of waste in the first place. Instead of buying something, borrow it from someone you know. Reduce pollution and consumption of energy by carpooling, walking, or riding your bike. Turn off lights that you are not using. Save water by turning off the faucet while you brush your teeth. Reuse things. Lunch can be taken to work or school in bags. Start using coffee cans, shoe boxes, margarine containers to store items. Take items you no longer use to a donation center or secondhand store so other people can put them to use. At holiday time, save wrapping paper and bows and reuse them to wrap packages you give to others in the future. The last R refers to recycling. Recycled items are put through a process that makes it possible to create new products out of the materials from the old ones. Many of the things we use every day, like paper bags, soda cans, and milk cartons, are made out of materials that can be recycled. Many communities have a recycling program where recyclables can be placed in bins outside your home and a truck will come and collect them. Also, centers exist where you can leave aluminum cans and even receive money in return. The only thing to remember is rinse out and sort your recyclables, as many places will not accept contaminated items. In conclusion, waste management does not have an easy fix. What I have described from the days of the Great Depression isn't meant to be scary, but it should move you to act. We know there is a problem to sustaining our society, and waste management is just one area needing attention. We can see that the Great Depression did end, but those experiencing it had to sacrifice a lot of things to survive. I truly think if we adopt these same qualities today, they can be applied. News reporter Tom Brokaw labeled this generation the Great Generation, giving us hope that we too can make it through tough times.